Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This was a reaction to F-15 Eagle, the most gangster fighter jet of all time. I did go through a phase about 10 months ago of reacting to a lot of like military type reactions or type videos, and I feel like in that sort of period I definitely must have reacted to the F-15 Eagle, but it's been such a long time. And yeah, I just saw this and I've seen other people are reacting to it, and I was really interested in this stuff before, and I just sort of, as per usual, just go into different topics. That's just how my sort of channel is. I'll go through phases of doing reactions to different things. And yeah, but yeah, based off how it looks, it does look familiar. Like seeing this here, I used to react to some mustard videos. I don't know if I would have seen this one. I'm not too sure, but yeah, we're going to check this out. Hopefully going to enjoy. And yeah, links are in the description to my Patreon, where you can see reactions that I can't post to YouTube. Let's jump into this one.
Today we're talking about the most gangster fighter jet of all time, the F-15 Eagle.
See, I've definitely seen that. Look at the speed. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is...
Bro, I'm just thinking, right? So you see when the jet is going up like this. You know, like when you go up a hill in a car and you get that stomach feeling? This must be that times a million. I can't even imagine, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the American muscle car equivalent of a fighter jet. Developed during the Cold War in the early 1970s, it was designed to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to establish air superiority. And being that this was the 1970s and stealth technology wasn't going to come out for another decade, Uncle Sam had to rely on good old-fashioned horsepower and gunpowder. He figured if you couldn't be sneaky enough to go unnoticed, you just had to be fast enough to go untouched. And that is exactly what they did with the F-15, because it is equipped with two Pratt & Whitney F-100 engines, totaling 19,200 horsepower, which is like 800,000 water chickens. This plane can travel at a max speed of Mach 2.5, which is roughly 1,900 miles an hour. And here's the kicker, it's not just fast, it's quick. And if you don't know the difference, I'll elaborate. You can build up speed slowly and be fast, but being quick is the ability to be fast in a hurry. And the F-15...
So it's got good acceleration as well. So it's just all round, just the perfect creation then, really.
It is like a drag car. It is fast the minute you hit the throttle. So fast, in fact, that you can argue that it could be classified as a rocket. Okay, hear me out. I'm gonna nerd out for a second. Generally speaking, aircrafts need to do two things to fly. They need to generate lift and thrust. They need to generate enough lift to counteract gravity, so the physical weight of the aircraft, and they need to generate enough thrust to counteract drag. But here's the thing with the F-15, it has a greater than 1 thrust to weight ratio, meaning that it can generate enough pounds of thrust to offset drag and the weight of the aircraft, meaning it doesn't need to generate lift to sustain flight, which is what a fucking rocket does. If you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying to tell you the F-15 doesn't need to generate lift, it can just beat the atmosphere into submission. The F-15 could literally have its wings chopped off in mid-flight and it would still be able to fly.
What? Is that true? Fuck me. That is wild. That's a crazy thought. A jet having its wings taken off and it can still fly.
And I can already hear the comment section now. Buh! The chubby electron guy's so dumb he needs to go back to high school physics class. That's not how any of this works. Buh. No, that's exactly how this works. And guess what? If you don't want to believe me and what's theoretically possible on paper, you don't have to, because this has already happened in real life. In 1983, an F-15 had a mid-air collision, completely lost one wing, and then proceeded to fly 10 more miles and then land safely. Okay, and if that's not enough proof that it's basically a rocket, you can look at how an F-15 takes off. I'll show you the footage. The minute it clears the runway, it goes straight vertical and breaks the sound barrier. It is one of the only planes on the planet that can do that.
What the fuck? So yeah, when it does that fucking fluffy thing or whatever you got, that's the sound, right? I think it's crazy, man. Crazy.
Well, even if it is that fast, common sense dictates that they had to make a bunch of design compromises, and I bet the F-15 has hardly any firepower because of it. You know what? For once, you're right. That is what common sense would dictate, because that's what every other country does. If they want to go really fast, they either have to sacrifice firepower or maneuverability. However, here's what you're not taking into consideration. This is America. We don't make cents. We make dollars, and this thing has more firepower than any other fighter jet in the American fleet. Yeah, more bombs, more missiles, and on the off chance that isn't enough, it's also equipped with an M61 Vulcan 20mm Gatling cannon in case it needs to tell somebody to get fucked at 6,000 rounds per minute.
bro, the sounds, man.
So just so we're all on the same page, even though the F-15 is over 50 years old, it is still the fastest and most heavily armed fighter jet in the American fleet.
I do remember doing reactions to like the fastest jets and stuff like that, and it sort of, there was a point where they were trying to get faster, and then they stopped focusing on the speed, so the speed went down, and they were focusing on other stuff, right? It's crazy though that a jet that was created 50 plus years ago is still the fastest.
Mention that it can also go like 3,000 miles without needing to refuel, meaning that it's also extremely versatile logistically speaking, because it can fly from America to Europe without needing aerial refueling. And here's the kicker, none of that is the reason it's the most gangster fighter jet of all time. It's the most gangster fighter jet of all time because this thing is the epitome of a pro gamer move. It has a real world combat record of 104-0. It is downed 104 enemy aircrafts and been shot down 0 times in return. It is the only aircraft to lose a wing, continue flying, and land safely. It's the only aircraft to ever shoot down a satellite while it was still in outer space. Yeah, America did that during the Cold War. We shot down one of our own spy satellites to send a message to the Soviet Union that we could do it to their satellites too. And my personal favorite, it is the only aircraft to ever score an air-to-air kill using a bomb. Not an air-to-air missile, a bomb. Yeah, in 1991 during Desert Storm, it actually hit a moving Mi-24 Hind helicopter with a GBU-10 bomb. Yeah, this one.
Fuck me. Well, that helicopter would have been absolutely annihilated.
A 2,000-pound general-purpose bomb, and it just hit a moving helicopter with it. That is absolutely unheard of. In conclusion, while the F-15 is no longer the best fighter jet on the planet because it's been replaced by the F-22 Raptor, I feel pretty confident in saying that it will go down in history as the greatest fighter jet of all time. And that history is still being written because America is coming out with another F-15, the F-15EX Eagle II. And that's going to have to be its own video some other time. Thanks for watching. Best.
So I guess just an upgraded version of what was already a great jet. The F-15 was developed to counter the MiG-25 Foxbat, except the Soviets lied about what the Foxbat could do, and so Uncle Sam made up a jet fighter to be an imaginary superplane, and still won. From what I recall, the F-15 that lost a wing could only fly in a pretty small window of airspeed. They needed to stay fast enough that the intake, wing root and tailplane were able to make up enough lift to be stable. They landed at 300 miles per hour. They landed at 300 miles per hour. Fuck me. I mean, it's still crazy. The F-22 is the brother that went to college, and the F-15 is the one who went to the Fight Club. Yeah, this is obviously a great creation. I still think it's funny that the first air-to-air kill for the F-22 was a balloon. F-15 loses a wing, also F-15, tis but a flesh wound. It's crazy, man. I mean, I'm not someone who knows a lot about this stuff. I know the basics because I've done reactions to this stuff before. But I'm down to get back into these reactions if there's interest, because I did really enjoy them before. Have I checked this one out? I don't know if I have. I may have, but I'm not too sure, because I think I stopped doing reactions before around 8 months ago. But yeah, if you're interested, let me know in the comments, because I'm 100% up to that. Up for that. If you've flown in one of these, let me know what it's actually like, because it seems like it just defies physics. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Until next time, like, subscribe, and peace.